We are at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park for round 3 of season 2 of the SCRL Red Bull Formula 1 Series for the Canadian Grand Prix. Leading us to the green flag will be the number 3 car, Marcus Sasachi, and joining him on row 1 will be the 7 car, the Ferrari of Sebastian Torres. Rest of the starting lineup for today's race. Colin Jabberg, our points leader, will be starting in the 10th spot. Technically, this is the 3rd ever Canadian Grand Prix, as in Season 1, the first ever event in this series, was won by Bill Jones. Later on in the season, we ran the 2nd Canadian Grand Prix at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, where Evan Rudd won that race. This year, the Canadian Grand Prix will only have one race in Canada, this being at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Of course, this famous track. 10 turns, 2.4 mile road course. After the last round at Circuit Zandorf, Ty Dent broke a 5-year losing streak. He'll be starting 4th, trying to win back-to-back races. Points leader Nick Kennedy still has yet to score a point here in Season 1. He is starting 13th. Remember, it is the top 8 drivers that gets a point, not the top 9, as I mentioned, at Zandorf. Without any further ado, here are the most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines!
The field is rolling off. Doesn't look like anybody's having any problems. It's a beautiful day here in Canada. No chances of rain. Marcus Sasachi driving for Team Red Bull. Starting beside Ferrari's top driver, Sebastian Torres. 8 laps is the distance for today's race. Pace car pulls in. Pull them belts tight. We are racing 8 laps here at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park as the Canadian Grand Prix is underway here at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Off towards turn number 1. Sebastian Torres will run on the outside, but Marcus Sasachi pulls ahead of him just a little bit. Off of turn number 1, still side by side between Team Red Bull and the Ferrari. Into turn number 3, Marcus Sasachi trying to clear. Looks like he will. Sebastian Torres, but not giving up on the outside. Trying to clear. Can he? Not yet. Still side by side as you head up the hill. Now he clears. Here comes Ty Dent racing with, who is that? Joseph Hoffman. Joseph Hoffman trying to clear the last race winner, trying to go for 2nd now as Sebastian Torres pulls away off the kink. And that is very dangerous for the rest of the drivers. Sebastian Torres and his Ferrari and the race lead. We all know how powerful the Ferraris are. Battle for 3rd, podium finish, Trevor Collins making his way past Marcus Sasachi. Almost 3 wide between Jack Halleck, Marcus Sasachi, and Ty Dent. But leading the first lap here in round 5 is Sebastian Torres in a Ferrari. Front 2 drivers pulling away from the rest of the field already. Sebastian Torres showing the power his Ferrari has. Go further back. There's Nick Kennedy once again outside of the points. This is very disheartening for that driver. Dominated Season 1 with 4 wins. By this point in Season 1, he has already won 1 race. That was at Hungarian Ring. This season, he doesn't even have a single point. Currently in the points right now is Zachary Fitzwater Sr., trying to go around the Mercedes of Steve Larker. Battle for position, Ty Dent going past Marcus Sasachi. And looks like he will complete the pass. So this is just out of character for Nick Kennedy. You know, he's usually so good at the open wheel cars, but this time he's not faring too well. Of course, there's still a long way to go in Season 2. Battle for position, you almost have Joseph Huffman trying to go for the race lead. Wow, Jack Halleck is in third. You got a podium finish over Trevor Collins. Sebastian Torres barely keeps the lead. We got 6 laps to go already. For the only Canadian Grand Prix here in Season 2. Looks like everybody's calmed down a little bit. You got the 2 Mercedes teammates with Colin Dryberg in 9th outside of the points right now. He is the points leader. So this is very important for Colin Dryberg to get around his teammate. You never know if team orders might come from Mercedes for Steve Larker to pull aside. Of course, you always know team orders do happen in Formula. So we'll have to see if the bosses at Mercedes will tell Steve Larker to pull aside for Dryberg. And Dryberg might actually lose a spot. Here comes Nick Kennedy being pushed by Cassie Dent. We're watching this battle because this is the best that's going on the track right now. Nick Kennedy, he wants to get into points position. As you go through the S's, Nick Kennedy will pull right in front of Bryanson Hill. So move Nick Kennedy up to 10th. Whoa, we got a crash. Marcus Asacci has spun out. And we are racing it back. And look at Colin Dryberg taking advantage of his teammate. Sebastian Torres is keeping his race lead right now. So half of the field is racing back. The other half are trailing along. Marcus Asacci trying to get back some spots after he spun out. Nick Kennedy not in points right now. So we got our first caution here in the Canadian Grand Prix. That's the worst thing Sebastian Torres could have seen because he had a small advantage over Joseph Huffman. And there you see the 2 Mercedes teams. Colin Dryberg did in fact get past Steve Larker. But Steve Larker's fighting back. Battle for second. Here comes Ty Dent. He wants to win back-to-back races. But you just can't get past Joseph Huffman, at least not yet, into the S's. Huffman blocks. This will be important because we will get this race restarted. Off the final turn, it'll be a drag race. But Joseph Huffman will restart second place. As the field catches back up, we'll take a look and see what happened to the 3 car of Marcus Asacci. So here's the cause of caution. Marcus Asacci running right beside Zachary Fitzwater. Looks like Asacci just goes wide, comes back across the track in front of Fitzwater. And Asacci and Fitzwater hit the inside wall pretty hard. Asacci spins out. Fitzwater keeps on going. But just that small turn and the straightaway causes the caution to come out. Both cars are able to continue on with minor cosmetic damage. Take a look at it again. Asacci just goes too wide. He swerves down. And Fitzwater just there. They lock wings and hit the wall. Well, it took 3 laps to get our first caution. There's a 2-car incident on the front stretch. Both cars should be able to continue on with minor cosmetic damage. And it'll take you back to the restart. And we are back. We are going to get this race restarted with 2 laps to go. If a caution comes out, the race will be over. No one is out of the race. We still have all 22 cars. Sebastian Torres is the race leader. Second is Joseph Huffman. Third, Ty Dent. 4, Jack Halleck. 5th, Trevor Collins. 6th, Zachary Fitzwater. 7th, Colin Dryberg. 8th, Steve Larker, the last car that is in scoring points. 9th, Marcus Asacci. And 10th is Nick Kennedy. Remember, the top 8 only receive points. From 9th to 22nd, they receive none. So Sebastian Torres trying to give Ferrari its first win of Season 2. He's got a lot of tough challengers behind him. Joseph Huffman, Ty Dent, Jack Halleck. Can Torres hang on for his second career win in the Formula One division? As of right now, Riley Spurley-Tube is the only driver that has won in both seasons so far. Pace car will pull in. We will get the white. We will get the green. If at any point between the green to the white flag we get a caution, this race will be over. Sebastian Torres needs the best restart of his career. And we're back to racing here at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. And he got a decent jump. Already a battle for third. Jack Halleck trying to pass Ty Dent. There's our points leader, Colin Drever. Will Mercedes tell Steve Larker to stay behind him? Or how much will he push the issue? Nick Kennedy trying to make a move around Marcus Sassachi, but this will be for 10th. But he will not be in points range. Battle for the lead. Joseph Huffman trying to pass Sebastian Torres, but Torres with a huge run on the outside. He'll lead him down the hill and to the S's. Here's the kink, the most dangerous part of the track. Huffman with a run on the inside. He slides, and he'll complete the pass. Wow, what a move. But the race is not over yet. Sebastian Torres could quickly regain that lead. Jack Halleck trying to go for a podium finish. No caution. Whoa, we got a car that's smoking Tony Newman. No caution, though. Sebastian Torres, he dives it on in the S's. Into the final turn. No caution. Sebastian Torres goes a little bit wide. White flag, 1 lap to go for Joseph Huffman. Here comes Ty Dent trying to get around Sebastian Torres for second, and he does. So something's happening to that Ferrari. Joseph Huffman, and you see poor Tony Newman just limping back, trying to get back to the start-finish line. While his teammate, Joseph Huffman, is in the race lead. Sebastian Torres is about to fall into the grasp of Jack Halleck. Halleck trying to pass him for third. So Sebastian Torres led all those laps only to be passed, and now he's going to lose third. Ty Dent trying to close in with a run. He's there. He's making a move. Up the hill. It's going to be a drag race. Huffman looking for his first career win. Ty Dent looking for his second in a row. And Ty Dent, clears him. Wow, what an aggressive move in the S's. On the final turn, Ty Dent, winless for 5 years. He scores his first win at Zandorf. Now he's going to win his second in a row. He wins a wild one at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Wow. Well, I picked it up on the last lap. Here are your race results. So after going 5 years without scoring a win, Ty Dent wins back-to-back races at Zandorf and Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Joseph Huffman, so close to getting his first win. Sebastian Torres, who dominated the race, fell back to third, but he still gets a podium finish. Fourth, Zachary Fitzwater. Fifth, Jack Halleck. Sixth, Colin Drever. Seventh, Trevor Collins, 8th, Steve Larker. 9th, Marcus Sassachi. And 10th, Riley Spurley-Tube. Nick Kennedy. He fell all the way back to 15th on the final lap. Not sure what happened to him, but he once again finishes outside of the points. And finishing last, Tony Newman broke a gearbox on the second to last lap. Well, that is it for the Canadian Grand Prix here at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. We will take you to victory lane for the second race in a row with Ty Dent. Here are the point standings at the 5th race of the season at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Colin Dryberg is still our points leader. He has a 2-point lead over Ty Dent. Third is Riley Spurley, 5 points behind. Fourth is Sebastian Torres, 6 points behind. And fifth is Trey Wright, also 6 points behind as well. Seventh is Zachary Fitzwater. Seventh is Marcus Sasachi. Eighth is Carter Friesen. Ninth is Joseph Huffman. And 10th is Steve Larker. 11th is Tony Newman. 12th, Jack Hallett. 13th, Richard Torres. 14th, Tanner Hill. 15th is Bryanson Hill, 16th, Trevor Collins. 17th, Gordon Smith is the last driver to have received points. So Cassie Dent, David Sullivan, Roger McLaughlin, Nick Kelly, and Patrick Smith have all yet to receive any points after 5 rounds here in Season 2. Well, that is it for Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. We will next see you at the 6th race of the season at Mazda for the Grand Prix of Italy. And until then, keep the hammer down, and we'll see you at the track.